I yield back.
Thank you very much. Mr. Carbajal, you're now recognized for your remarks.
Thank you, Chairman Webster, for scheduling this important maritime transportation supply chain issues hearing. While we touched on aspects of the supply chain and the bipartisan Ocean Shipping Reform Act in the previous hearing, I look forward to a deeper discussion on this important topic. The maritime industry is a critical pillar of our economy. In 2020, ocean-going trade accounted for 40% of U.S. international value, amounting to 18% of our country's GDP. In 2020, the top 25 tonnage ports alone handled over 1.7 billion tons of cargo, including vital goods like food, medical supplies, and everyday households. It is an understatement to say that our economy would not function without a reliable and fair maritime industry. In fact, the COVID pandemic highlighted the importance of our supply chain and the devastating impacts that can occur if we do not invest in our maritime industry and the agencies that regulate them, like the FMC, Federal Maritime Commission, and the United States Coast Guard. During the height of COVID, I heard from exporters across dozens of industries about unfair shipping practices, exorbitant costs, which put companies out of business and resulted in higher prices for their customers. To be clear, the astronomical profits realized by foreign shipping companies contributed to inflation in the United States. Some supply chain gridlock and unfair shipping practices caused the value of California food exports to fall by $2.1 billion, or about 17%. That's just in California. I was proud to work across the aisle to pass the OSRA last Congress. Since its passage, we have already seen a decrease in federal congestion at the ports and significant refunds in undue charges by carriers. As we heard last week, the FMC moved quickly on rulemaking and self-executing policies excluded in the law. I look forward to hearing from our witnesses today about how our supply chain has become more resilient, fair, and transparent as a result of the passage of this bill. I'm also eager to hear about the investments in our ports and port infrastructure will continue to support robust international trade and American jobs. As a nexus where cargo moves in and out of our economy, ports have an important role to play in our supply chain. There is no doubt that our supply chain remains susceptible to major market fluctuations and international events. With the passage of OSRA, and the bipartisan infrastructure law, though we have already made significant progress in building a more resilient supply chain. Thank you to our witnesses for being here today. I'm eager to dive into a conversation about how Congress can further support a strong maritime industry and resilient supply chain. Mr. Chair, I yield back.
Thanks so much. First of all,